Welcome to the ecosystem for regenerative funding, where healthy value flows of all types of capital enable regenerative initiatives like yours to flourish. Now, as the founder or key person of a regenerative initiative, you're already making a positive impact in the world. But like all other efforts in this space, you're always looking for creative ways to overcome the roadblocks getting to the world we're all holding an intention for. Now, imagine if you could grow the impact you're making by joining a powerful, one of a kind ecosystem, one that consists of carefully vetted regenerative projects like yours and equally carefully vetted impact investors, conscious philanthropists, and other wealthy individuals who want to leave a legacy associated with what's emerging rather than what's collapsing. The values of everyone in the ecosystem are best captured by this beautiful quote: "What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly." All of us want to help nurture what's emerging, figuratively speaking, of course, because you can't interfere with the course of nature. By the way, don't you love these mid journey artificial intelligence generated images that we use throughout this presentation? That butterfly is beautiful, but it's not real. It just shows that we can't take everything at face value these days. So, all of us in the ecosystem are passionate about co creating the thriving future each of us have glimpsed. We are active in food production, energy, waste management, decentralized governance, community currencies, among many others. Together, we bring forth that future at scale. So, by joining this ecosystem, you'll tap into the healthy value flows that you need to ensure the long term success of your regenerative project. We'll help you connect with funders who understand the fatal design flaws in a debt based monetary system. And yes, such exceptional individuals do really exist. They're hungry to hear your vision of what it will take to transcend our current human operating systems. They just don't know how to find and connect with you. And once they do connect, they don't want to see a traditional project proposal that concentrates on financial returns. They want to feel a deep heart resonance with you as a unique individual fulfilling your life's purpose. So that's why and how this ecosystem came to be. Together, we can create a world where conscious businesses thrive, communities are empowered, and the environment is restored and revived to Garden of Eden standards. So, if you're a founder of a regenerative project, we invite you to join this ecosystem so that we can co create the great leap forward the human species is currently poised to make. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. My name is Michael Haupt, and you might appreciate hearing a little about my background. Lower down on this page is another video telling my personal story, but here's the brief version. I've had two very different careers. The first was a left brained, pragmatic corporate career implementing complex computer systems, which I did in 16 cities on 6 continents. I then spent the next 15 years in a totally right brained advisory career, supporting various large scale systemic change initiatives. Now, the biggest lesson I learned in that space is that it's really, really challenging to fund any project that doesn't actively support the debt based, constant growth capitalist model. And since you're watching this, you'll know that it's this very model that's responsible for many of our current challenges. So, in a sense, we're caught in a catch 22 situation, and we need a creative way of funding projects like yours. So, that's what led me to launch Life Legacy AI in 2023. It's a platform and ecosystem of projects and initiatives from around the world that are regenerating a world vibrant with life. And we've intentionally and consciously designed the ecosystem in such a way that we create healthy value flows from the system that's busy collapsing into the system that's emerging. Now, you may be wondering who this ecosystem is best suited for. Well, there are 3 criteria for participation. The first is that you're either actively involved in an emergent initiative and you found it challenging to raise the funding you need, or you want to provide funding and you want to leave a legacy that's linked to what's emerging rather than what's collapsing. The second criteria is that you've done some form of inner work. In other words, spiritual development is important to you. You may have a sense that there is a reason you're alive at precisely this time, or you already have a crystal clear understanding of why the universe conspired for you to be right here, right now. And the final criteria is that you recognize that your initiative or your wealth, if that's what you're bringing to the table, forms part of a wider, much needed solution set for a transcendent human operating system. In other words, you know that our species cannot evolve without your valuable contributions. So, join the ecosystem for regenerative funding today and take the next step on a co creative journey towards the future we all know is possible, but have struggled to give birth to so far. The introduction to the ecosystem starts with a series of structured dialogues, there's 9 of them in total, with the participants of each cohort. There's a separate video lower down on this page to explain how we structure these dialogues. So, there is a small charge to participate in these dialogues, and in this way, we demonstrate how we create healthy value flows into the ecosystem. So the funds are pooled, and at the conclusion of the dialogues, the cohort decides how the pool, after expenses are deducted, is distributed among the participants. It can either be distributed evenly or allocated to the most moving essays developed as part of this journey. So this decision is made by the participants of each cohort. Each cohort also sets an intention for a funder to match the funds raised by that cohort. We also want to be as inclusive as possible, so we offer partial sponsorship for the Global South and we provide a full scholarship program. You can find all the details lower down on this page. So, what you receive is an invitation to 9 in person dialogues held over Zoom. We limit each dialogue to 100 participants, and then you get lifetime access to the recordings and transcripts and anything that comes out of the dialogues. You also have access to a research portal and an online community where we don't use any of the existing social media platforms because we find them too busy. So that's all I've got. Join the ecosystem today so that we can connect you with conscious impact investors who share your vision of a regenerative future and they're ready to support your success. Together, we create healthy value flows out of what's collapsing so that we can accelerate what's emerging. So let's do this. Thanks for watching.